What's up, everyone? This is a WFSO reaction. If y'all saw the video earlier today that I was going to talk about something that Sports Spear, which is something I just like heard of yesterday, was talking about how bad Thanasis Kumbo is. I guess that's what the title is. Their video is, and I just thought like I'm just gonna because I didn't hear it all yesterday, so I'm gonna replay it again and see like am I missing something on here or anything like that. So yeah, but the Bucks fans that actually watch, the game of Thanasis Kumbo, when he's like playing with the Bucks, especially, when they, down with injuries and they have him play, we know how his game is. So with them, I don't know what they're talking about. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna play it, and I might be risking getting in trouble with YouTube. So if it's not, if I'm not getting in trouble by it, hopefully I can get away with it. So we'll see. Let's see. Let's see, let it play, and here we go.
Performance over the years and still managed to stay in the world. It makes sense. A clear outlier in this trend. An NBA player who is deep has still been lingering on the bench for many years. That player
Just having a little issues here.
many say, which may be true of him a good NBA player, but how bad is he actually? Welcome to Sports Behind. Let's get into it.
Right there got the best job security in the history of civil player. I'm saying they not off the man.
And Kubo brothers.
In the 2023 sale, join the judgment-free zone and get equipment for everyone.
Yuri and Paris. Thanasis is the oldest of the five brothers, born in July 1992. Much like the rest of his brothers, he began playing basketball at youth camps in his home country, Greece. However, back home, he was not given the same opportunities in basketball as you might see from kids growing up in the USA. In Greece, basketball is not the most popular sport, so opportunities to play basketball were certainly limited growing up, with soccer being the most popular sport in Greece. That being said, one thing was certainly on his side, and that would be his insane genetics, which all the Antetokounmpo brothers had. While not as tall as his younger brother Giannis, Thanasis is still 6'7" tall with a solid build, so a career playing professional basketball was probably always on the cards. Where he played for junior teams in Athens. He played semi-professionally with the same club for a couple of years before finally getting his chance at professional basketball age 20. Thanasis joined the men's team after his brother Giannis had. The pair looked like they would be together at draft night as well, with Thanasis originally declaring for the 2013 NBA draft. And this was a slightly surprising move for Thanasis, as he averaged just 12.2 points, 4.9 rebounds, and 1 assist per game. This was the same season that his younger brother Giannis was also outperforming him. In the end, Thanasis decided to build his stock in Greece for one more season, while Giannis was drafted in the first round of the 2013 NBA draft by the Bucks. As for Thanasis, he was later selected in the 2013 NBA Development League draft. So Thanasis got a chance at 87ers, landed Thanasis in the second round of the 2014 NBA draft, selected by the New York Knicks. As a late second round pick,
Yeah,
Thanasis
bad
got a big
decision, huh, New
opportunity
York?
to impress in the summer league. However, expectations wouldn't live up to reality. As a result, his next two seasons saw him remain in the D League. After Thanasis looked like he was done in the NBA, while younger brother Giannis was becoming an NBA superstar, rebuild his career in Europe. After a single season in Andorra, Thanasis returned to Greece, this time with a different team. It seemed like a great move for Thanasis, as the team is not only one of the biggest sides in Greece, but also an instant competitor of the EuroLeague. Thanasis joined a team that was already massively successful, and they continued their winning streak with successive Greek titles in 2018 and 2019. In that time, Thanasis was named the most spectacular player. There were some slightly surprising rumors regarding a return to the NBA for Thanasis. While it was clear that he was not getting a huge amount of interest from a variety of another Antetokounmpo brother to their roster, Thanasis was signed to a 2-year deal with the Bucks as a partner with his brother Giannis. Unlike his time in New York, it was clear from early on that Thanasis would be a part of the rotation for the Bucks. And never seen as a starter, Thanasis became a 10-minute per night contributor. His minutes went down considerably in the playoffs, but that didn't have a huge impact on Milwaukee. In fact, Thanasis won a ring with the Bucks in 2021 and featured in 13 of their playoff games that season. Despite these being garbage minutes, the Bucks still decided to keep Thanasis, and he signed another 2-year extension. Despite his regular season minutes going down in the last couple of seasons, the Bucks still gave Thanasis another contract in 2023. So it might seem like Thanasis would be doing something right for all these opportunities, right? So how played for and the accolades he's accumulated, it might seem like Thanasis Antetokounmpo is getting a bit too much hate. The old Antetokounmpo brother is an NBA champion, two-time Greek League champion, and was also on the D-League All-Defensive Team. He's featured in almost 200 games. But when you take a look further into his stats, then it looks a bit worse for Thanasis, as there is no statistical category where Thanasis really stands out. Across his entire NBA
He
career,
doesn't get much playing
his average
time.
is 2.6 points per game, while barely able to put up an assist every other game. He gathers in around 1.7 rebounds, while not shooting really efficiently for a guy his size and stature. Much like his younger brother Giannis, Thanasis is a pretty poor three-point shooter, averaging just 15% from beyond the arc. Considering Thanasis has won a couple of accolades for his impressive defensive performances in the D-League, those performances didn't really translate to the big leagues. Thanasis averages just 0.3 steals per game and 0.2 blocks per game across his entire career. In fact, his career high in blocks in a single game is just 2, which is around the numbers of an average NBA player. So it seems like Thanasis is not a great NBA player. Teams would usually give players who barely contribute to a team 1-year contracts and not player-friendly 2-year deals. Thanasis is barely playing an on-court role for the Bucks. He has more turnovers per game than steals and blocks combined. At 31 years old, this is probably the best Thanasis will ever be. He isn't very versatile and doesn't have any key outstanding attributes. However, saying he's the worst player in the NBA might be a stretch too far. He is still a pretty phenomenal talent, but there's no doubt that this case of nepotism has been very frustrating to NBA fans, considering some of the lowlights for Thanasis. Thanasis may not be a good NBA player, but I think his support for his younger brother Giannis has been his main contributing factor for Milwaukee. The two brothers seem like they have an unbreakable bond, and just bringing in Thanasis has likely lifted the morale of Giannis by a lot, and these statistics cannot be seen on a stat sheet. Thanasis Antetokounmpo is not the worst player in NBA history. However, there have been very few awful NBA players who've gotten as many opportunities as a 31-year-old. After failing to even be good enough for the D-League, Thanasis was able to rebuild his basketball career in Greece. But the truth is, a couple of Greek League titles are not enough to validate another chance at the NBA. And after 2 seasons where he barely featured for the Bucks, it would have made sense for Milwaukee to move on from him, right? NBA benches change around a lot, and it was clear that Thanasis was not good enough for the league. But he was given another 2-year contract. The same thing happened in 2023, with Thanasis getting another extension by Milwaukee. In the latest offseason, the Bucks held
Yep,
on to
that was true.
Thanasis. Overall, there is absolutely no doubt that Thanasis Antetokounmpo would still be playing in Europe if his brother was not a multiple-time MVP. The fact that Thanasis is getting these opportunities with the Bucks is no surprise. Giannis clearly had some influence on the team when it came to signing his brother, as well as keeping a hold of him. Worst player in the NBA might be a little too far, but Thanasis Antetokounmpo might be the luckiest player. That Thanasis in the comments below.
No, I do not think he's the worst player in the NBA. And you know what? This video don't talk about like they talk about like his stats and stuff, but they don't watch the games that he's playing when he's starting or getting some minutes. So I think this video is like biased, and like I said, really doesn't pay attention to any of the games. They just go by, the stats. And plus he ain't gonna get no playing time. Like look at the Bucks, who they got and like all the bench and stuff. Like for times they had some like older players that they play over him, but they was actually good. So I don't know. I'm just iffy about this video and saying like he's not the worst player in the NBA or anything like that. So they can just kick rocks on that. But it's just ridiculous that they think of something like that. But real Bucks fans will know like how Thanasis is and how he plays and stuff like that. So for him saying probably if he's the luckiest NBA player in the league, maybe. But at least he plays hard, shows up and support, teammates and stuff like that. Although, the coaches that were there since he was been there haven't gave him an opportunity to unless one of them's hurt or the starting five is taking time off or something like that, which they can't do anymore. So just overall, like Thanasis is as good as you think. Like if you can check some of the games that he like started in, like in the starting lineup or anything like that, you'll see like he'll at least play, a lot of minutes and score a lot. Like it was one game he had like 26 points. So it's not like he's a bad player. I think and he has the talent. It's just they just don't have the room to play him. They treat him like he's like the 12th or like the 11th or 12th man on the roster while they do like these 9-10 man rotations and he's not involved with it. So you can't just like based on that, like you see like other games he played. So it's just silly. But what are y'all thoughts about it? So comment below and just let me know what y'all think about this. And do you agree or disagree? Am I right? Am I wrong? Just let me know what y'all think. Please like this video, give it a like. Subscribe to the channel. Trying to get more of y'all subscribers on here. Um, check out also our sponsors, Art from the Heart. Check out their page on Facebook. Moving Dudes, check out their page on Facebook. And also, if you're in the Wisconsin and Florida area, and if you want to move within those states, you can give LaShawn a call to help you move. And the number is 414-807-4299. So from all of us here, till the next video, which probably will be like in a little while, I will do the review of the Bucks and Nets game. So check that out, and we will see you guys later. So yeah, this is just ridiculous.